Hi, everybody. I'm here today to talk to you about a number of things. Mostly about game development and what that means for you as a gamer, but I definitely want to talk a little bit about the play The Producers because I feel it has become incredibly relevant to modern gaming. So, yeah, sit back, relax, and listen to why I think Trion doesn't really give a fuck about any of us and only cares about our money. So, first off, I want to start by saying developing a game is a lot like trying to maintain the organization of a bowl of spaghetti as you're constantly adding spaghetti to that spaghetti. It's not an easy task, and like to then have to reorganize that spaghetti a second time to make it work on a different system isn't easy either, which is why I cut most developers a lot of slack because I understand the difficulty involved in creating something like this. However, there's a certain point where things start to become a little bit inexcusable because it's not about maintaining the proper organization, it's about the fact that certain steps are going to have to get done and they're being done poorly. So, before we get into why this event is indicative of a focus centered around our wallet rather than our enjoyment, we'll take a moment to talk about The Producers. So, The Producers is a play about two guys that make a play. Yes, it's about a play in a play. Anyway, so their goal, these two guys, is to make a play so heinously bad that they'll never actually have to make the play. And the intent is that before everything goes bucks up, is that they'll make a big sensation around this play and get a bunch of money for the investors. But since the play's gonna tank, they never have to pay anyone the money they owe. How this connects to Steam and games in early development is, I mean, it should be obvious. You have people producing a product that's flashy enough and playable enough to get your initial money, and then maybe they do one or two updates, and then they just take your money and run. It happened with a number of games on Steam, and I think it's all summed up pretty well in one of just some random dude's quote that I read reading a developer update, and it was, I'm sorry, but a few weeks does not translate to 3 months plus until the next patch. That's just not acceptable. And so we have this system that's set up a lot like The Producers. It's just kind of a take the money and run situation rather than like let's make a product we're actually proud of. And so how that connects back to this event is if you read the description on this mission, blah blah blah, make and place a portal, go through the portal and clear an area. So I know I have to kill 100 enemies and I have to clear an area, so to me that says go into this area and kill everything. Incorrect. Totally incorrect assumption that most people are going to make. All of the enemies in this world that you've seen in the Everdark before, like the eyeball guys, not cool. All the enemies from the previous week's event, those are the guys you need to kill. So when I first came into this area, like, it was a mostly tapped map with all the important enemies dead, so I'm running around killing a bunch of enemies that are not even counting. And so it's really frustrating when they don't even bother to explain to you like what you're supposed to be doing. And that says to me that this description here was like read once for grammar and that was it. Like they don't care about the content. They don't care if you're going to be successful. They care about putting out an event so that you play and buy shit. Because if this wasn't true, we wouldn't count on Scythe to like interpret everything for us and regurgitate it in a way that we can understand and use. And it's like totally bullcrap that these developers are gonna count on like not very good information, some patch notes, and a YouTuber that doesn't even work for them to like make sure we all know what the fuck is going on. To me, that's just shitty, lazy development that could be avoided and would thus treat us with a lot more respect. Like, throw the fact that I've had chaos chests that I sold the mount for glitch locked for God knows how long, and with each patch they release, it's going to be more or unlikely that I even get to use any of this stuff because it'll just be glitch locked forever, buried in the code. No, let's forget about all that and just talk about the fact that like they're consistently not giving us enough information to do the things that they built the game to do. It's just it's not cool. And like cool, you're going to give me stuff at the end of the week and it seems like last week was glitched and there was two PR contests for some reason and I got a bunch of stuff. But like that doesn't happen every week. That doesn't happen every day. And like this collection of stuff that they hand me is fun and it's nice when it pans out into stuff that I don't already have, but it's just not enough to make a game successful. Like the R&D is so bad. I've opened, God, well over, I want to say like 400 something Empowered Gem boxes, and I get mostly Bupkis. It's just, I don't know. The bang for your buck in this game doesn't justify the level of, I struggle for the word. I want to say absence of care. There's just a complete absence of care when it comes to a lot of things in this game. And so that's why when it comes to me and this game, to me it's about building cool stuff because that's almost a completely separate game from everything that's broken and not fun about this game. Tell me what you think in the comments. Because I am a little bit annoyed at just development cycles in general.